Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Wahyu Nur Ramadan. This is my name. I'm from SK Palikma Surabaya in Automatic Education Department with the 6th semester. Okay, today we will learn together the material is sentences with more than one clause. Structure and written expression skill 6 until 8 on long main preparation course for the TOEFL test. Okay. Before we begin the class, let's to say basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I hope that when you study this, you can get the perfect writing score in TOEFL. Amin, amin ya rabbal alamin. Okay, let's begin the lesson. We will do review. What is a clause? What is a clause? Yes, a clause is a group of words that has a subject and a verb. Every sentence has at least one clause. Some have more. The sentence have one clause. The example is kittens are cute. The example is the students have been studying in the library. This sentence have more than one clause. This example is kittens are cute, but spiders aren't. Example number 2. The students who have been studying are tired because studying is hard work. The last example, they have a three clause. In the one clause, we have the word on the one example. Example 1 is kittens are cute, but if have a two clause, we saw in the example number 2. Kittens are cute, but spiders aren't. Now, let's look at several different ways to join two clauses. To join the two clauses, we must to explain the coordinate connector or conjunction. Yes, the conjunction. Conjunction is one way to join two clauses is by using a coordinate connector, also called a coordinating conjunction. You can remember this, yes, this connector by thinking of the word fun boys. Yes, fun boys. The first letter spell out this word. F is for. We will remember the example is we will remember you, for you have helped us greatly. The A is N. The example is the sun is shining and the birds are singing. The N is nor. The example is he never smiled, nor did he laugh. B is but. The example is I was looking for my book, but I could not find it. The O, the example O is R. The example is did you do your homework or did you forget? The I is yes. The example is you look familiar. Yes, I can't remember your name. The S is so. The example is I don't have any money, so I can buy anything. All the example is have two clause. Yes, have two clause. For surrender formal on putting in everyday speech, we don't use it often as a coordinate connector. Of course, we often use it as a preposition. The example is, this is for you. Notice the inverted order of subject and verb in the clause that begin with nor. Yes, we have a note, on a star, on, for, and nor. Okay. We learn a coordinate connector or conjunction. When you join two sentences with a coordinate connector, put a comma after the first clause before the connector. The example is, the one comma in the first is it's chilly today. The next comma is, so I will wear a jacket. They have two clauses, and inside is commas on the center. This example number 2 is, the boy was tired. We have the comma. The next comma we to explain the next clause. But he had fun. Yes. With coordinate connector, you can move the second clause to the beginning of the sentence. The example 1, it's chilly today, so I will wear a jacket. It's okay. So I will wear a jacket. It's chilly today. No. Uh, we can reverse the we cannot reverse the word because the meaning is different. Yes, the meaning is different. Okay. The next, to learn the subordinating conjunction. We can also join two clauses by using a subordinating conjunction, such as after, because, if, although, and many others. For example, I will do my homework after I watch TV. No, you need to do your homework before you watch TV. Whenever I do my homework, I watch TV. Yes. After, before, and whenever is a conjunction. Okay? Next example is, if you watch TV, you won't be able to concentrate. I can concentrate, even though I'm watching TV. Unless you turn off the TV, you will get a bad grade on your test because you won't remember anything. This example have a three clause. Clause 1 is unless you turn off the TV. Clause 2, you will get a bad grade on your test. Clause 3, because you won't remember anything. You have a three conjunction is unless. They have two conjunction is unless and because. Okay, the next. Okay, I will turn off the TV since you think it's important. Good. Now that you have turned off the TV, you will be able to study. Okay? It's too easy to remember it. On word after, because, if, although, and many others. Okay. A clause that begins with a word like before, after, or because is called an adverb clause. Okay. A clause that begins with a word like before, after, or because is called an adverb clause. It often answers one of these questions: when, why, how, and where. Adverb clause are also subordinating clause, and adverb clause cannot be a sentence by itself. It needs an independent clause to go along with it to be a complete sentence. We have a sample. I'm going to a break because I have been studying hard. We have the independent clause plus dependent clause is equal complete a sentence. On example 2, because I have been studying hard. This is just a dependent clause. Uh, this is equal, not a complete sentence. Okay. The next on the slide, with subordinating conjunction can have several types of meaning. Okay. The one type is time. The typest one, the type one is time. The time example on the type of time is after, as long as soon as, before, by the time, on, since, until, when, whenever, while. On causative, on type of cause is as, because, in as much as, now that, and since. On type of condition is if, in case, provided, providing, unless, and whether. In a type of contrast is although, even though, while, and whereas. The type of manner is as and in that. The type of place is where and wherever. Uh, the several types on this slide, you must remember all the types. All the type is conjunction. Okay, the many of question in the TOEFL have a conjunction. Yes, a few conjunction can be used with more than one meaning. We can example. Since I'm here, I might as well help you. Is a type of cause. Since I was 10 years old, I have enjoyed school. The type of time, yes, before he uh, discussed a time. The next, as I told you before, soccer is fun. This is a type of manner. As I was going home, I saw my friend. This is discuss the time. Okay. On subordinating conjunction, with subordinate conjunction, you can move the subordinate clause to the beginning of the sentence. Okay. The example number 1, I will wear a jacket because it's cool. Okay. We have the because is a conjunction. Okay, we put because in the front of sentence. Because it's cold. I will wear a jacket. It's okay. It's not false on this word. Okay, we have the next example. I get sleepy whenever I listen to music. The whenever is a conjunction. We put the whenever on the first of word. Whenever I listen to music, I get sleepy. It's it's true. Okay. The word is okay. Wait. Okay. In the other example, I had buy a new car if I were rich. Okay. If is a conjunction, we put if on this on the first on sentence. Okay. If I were rich, I had buy a new car. Do you see on this example, if conjunction on the first of sentence, we put the comma on a center of word. Okay, the center of word. Uh, Yes. On the Whenever I listen too much, we put the comma in the center of sentence. The next is clause 2. Is a clause 1 have a first conjunction on the first sentence. The next we put the comma. Next I get sleepy is clause number 2. It's clause 2. Okay. We learn punctuation. Punctuation. If the independent clause comes first, don't use a comma between the clause. Okay. I explained that before. If the independent clause comes first, don't use a comma between a clause. An example: I will wear a jacket. The conjunction it have on center of sentence. Center of sentence. Okay, that's number 2. I had buy a new car if I were rich. The conjunction is on the center of sentence. Because the conjunction have on a center, we don't use a comma between the clause. Okay. If the dependent clause comes first, put a comma between the clause. Yes, the because and if is a conjunction. Because it's closed. The next we must put a comma between the clause. Okay, because it's closed, comma. And the next I will wear a jacket. Okay. Clause 1. If I were rich, comma. Clause 2. I had buy a new. Yeah. Okay. We can also join two clauses with a conjunctive adverb. These are words like however, therefore, or consequently. This word has something called transition. For example, Bob say he speaks 10 language. However, I don't believe him. Bob say he speaks 10 language. However, I don't believe him. Okay. Do you see the dot, the comma and dot before however and the dot before however? Okay. Okay. Homework is important. Therefore, I will do it carefully. Homework is important. Therefore, I will do it carefully. Okay. Numbers was late. We have the dot and comma. This is a transition. This is called transition. Consequently, I was late for class. Numbers was late. Yes, the dot is transition. Consequently, I was late for class. Okay. Using dot and comma or only dot, the both is true, is not a false sentence because dot, comma, and dot is called transition. Okay, here are some common conjunctive adverb. It's accordingly, additionally, also, anyway, besides, consequently, conversely, finally, further, furthermore. Hence, however, in addition, in any case, in comparison, in contrast, indeed, instead, likewise, meanwhile, meanwhile, moreover, nevertheless, nonetheless, otherwise, rather, similarly, still, then, therefore, thus. The all of common conjunctive adverb is uh, is on question in writing TOEFL test. Okay, do you need to remember it to have a perfect score in TOEFL test? Okay, a conjunctive adverb goes between the two clauses it connect. The true word. Homework is important. Okay. Therefore, I'll do it carefully. It's okay. We have the conjunctive adverb in the first sentence. Therefore, I will do it carefully. Homework is important. This is a false sentence. Think about the meaning of the conjunctive adverb and make sure you attach it to the right clause. It has to make sense. It's raining. Therefore, I will take an umbrella. This makes sense, and the grammar is correct too. I will take an umbrella. Therefore, it's raining. The grammar is fine. But this doesn't make sense. The umbrella did not cause the rain. Okay. The punctuation. There are three possibilities. Number one, put a semicolon after the first clause and a comma after the conjunctive adverb. Bob say he's billionaire. This is a semicolon. However, put the comma, okay, after the conjunctive adverb. Okay, Bob say he's a millionaire. Input a semicolon. However, place plus comma and don't believe him. Okay, number two. Or you can put a period after the first clause and a comma after the conjunctive adverb. Example, Bob says he's a millionaire. Input a period plus a capital letter and a first of sentence after a dot. This. However, comma, I don't believe him. Number three. Sometimes a conjunctive adverb comes in the middle of a clause. Then it has commas before and after it. Bob says he's a millionaire. I, however, don't believe him. Okay. The cost of gas has increased. The next sentence. Many drivers, therefore, will use their cars less often. Okay. Sometimes a conjunctive adverb comes in the middle of a clause. Then it has commas before and after it. Okay. On this lesson, and distinction on this lesson, you have learned how to make these kinds of clause. Okay. And number one, how to two clause joined by a coordinate connector. Number two, how adverb clause with a subordinate conjunction. And number three is clause joined by a conjunctive adverb. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for watching my videos on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. And if you have any question, you can write in the comment below. I am Wahyu Nur Ramadan. Bye bye and see you on my next video.